Let's talk about metabolism. You hear about it all the time, right? It's this engine inside all of us that's supposed to be burning energy. But for so many people, it just feels like that engine is sputtering, or maybe even completely broken. We get frustrated with our weight, our energy levels are in the tank, and we just kind of assume, well, I guess I drew the short straw, metabolically speaking. But what if most of what you've been told about your metabolism is just flat out wrong? Does this feel familiar? You know, that feeling that no matter how hard you try, your own body is working against you? Well, you're not alone in feeling that way. But some really incredible new science, which has been broken down by the amazing Dr. William Li, tells a totally different story. And honestly, it's a much more empowering one. So it's time to take a look under the hood and see what's really going on. All right, first things first, let's tackle the biggest myths head on, because there are so many misconceptions floating around that just leave us feeling completely powerless. But when you look at the latest research, these long-held beliefs, they just don't hold up. So let's get into it and bust them one by one. Okay, this one is a biggie. We all think our metabolism is just a roll of the genetic dice, right? Some people are lucky, some aren't. But Dr. Lee explains it in a way that makes so much sense. Think of it like a computer's operating system. If you and I both buy the same brand new laptop, it starts up the exact same way. Our metabolism? It's no different. We are all born with the same fundamental hardwiring. The one everyone dreads, right? The big middle-age slowdown. We just accept it as a fact of life that once you hit a certain age, your body's going to change, your waistline is going to expand, and that's just the way it is. But the science says absolutely not. It turns out our core metabolism does not change between the ages of 20 and 60. It is rock-solid stable. And this slide right here, this flips everything we thought we knew completely on its head. For years, we've been blaming a slow metabolism for weight gain, but it's actually the other way around. It is the accumulation of excess body fat that gums up the works and starts to slow down our body's natural engine. The cause and effect are totally reversed from what we've been told. So if those are the myths, what's the real story? Let's dive into the groundbreaking science that literally changed everything we thought we knew about how our bodies work, not just for a little while, but across our entire lifespan. Dr. Lee uses this simple analogy, and it's just perfect. Imagine your body is a car. The food you eat is the fuel, which we measure in calories. Your metabolism is the engine. And that engine has to decide, are we going to store this fuel in the gas tank, which is your body fat, or are we going to burn it right now for energy to get you where you need to go? That's the basic idea. Now, the evidence for all this new information, it isn't based on some small, tiny study. We're talking about the largest study of human metabolism ever done. It started with a massive group of 6,000 people. And these weren't just people from one town or one country. This research spanned 20 different countries across the globe, which means the findings are truly universal. They represent all of us. And get this, it was a huge collaboration of over 90 researchers, all working together to create the most detailed, accurate picture of human metabolism that we have ever seen. So, to put it simply, this is rock-solid, undeniable data. So, what did this massive study find? Well, after they corrected for things like body size and excess fat, they discovered our metabolism goes through just 4 distinct phases. From birth to your first birthday, it skyrockets. From age 1 to 20, it gradually slows down to what becomes your adult level. And here it is, the mic drop moment. From age 20 all the way to age 60, it is completely stable. It doesn't budge. And even after 60, it only gently declines by a measly 17% by the time you're 90. Your engine is truly built to last. Okay, so that obviously begs a huge question, right? If our internal hardware is so reliable for a full 40 years of our adult life, why do so many of us feel like our metabolism has totally tanked? Why do we still struggle with weight gain? What is really going on? You are not going to believe this. The very first place your body starts to store that sneaky internal visceral fat, it's not your belly, it's not your thighs, it's the back of your tongue. Seriously, as that little fat pillow in your tongue gets bigger, it can actually block your airway while you sleep, and that's what causes you to snore. So if you suddenly start snoring out of nowhere, that could be an early warning sign. So here they are, the real culprits. It isn't your age. It's all the stuff that life happens throws our way. Chronic stress puts our body in a constant state of emergency. Poor sleep, which is often made worse by alcohol, stops our body from getting into its prime fat-burning mode. And yeah, as we get older, worries can pile up, and we have less time for ourselves. These are the things that interfere with that perfect operating system we were born with. You know, a quick jolt of stress can actually help you burn fat. But when you are constantly worried about your job or your finances or your family, that chronic, nonstop fight-or-flight state literally works against your body's ability to burn fat. Stress isn't just in your head, it's messing with your metabolism. Okay, so we know what's slowing things down. But here's the good news. This new science gives us a really clear roadmap to speed them back up. And this isn't about some crazy extreme diet or an impossible workout plan. It's about simple, science-backed steps you can actually take to get your body's natural fat-burning system back online. So what can you actually do? It's surprisingly simple. First, use the most natural form of fasting there is, sleep. When you're asleep, you're not eating, and that's when your body burns fat. Second, just get in motion. A 30-minute walk is fantastic. Third, find a way to lower your stress. Dr. Lee suggests focusing on just one thing every day that brings you joy. And finally, listen to your body, not some old rule your parents taught you. You do not have to clean your plate. We can also add specific foods that act like little activators for our metabolism. Things like beans. They've got fiber that feeds the good bacteria in your gut that literally help you burn fat. Tomatoes have lycopene, which targets that harmful body fat. And then you have onions and capers. They're packed with something called quercetin. It's an amazing compound that tells your good fat, your brown fat, to start burning your bad fat, the white fat. It's like flipping on a switch to a metabolic furnace. What this all really means is that we need to completely reframe our approach to health. It's not a battle. You don't have a bad metabolism that you need to fight against. You have this incredibly powerful, hardwired system that you can learn to work with and reactivate. And this really is the ultimate takeaway. Constantly counting every single calorie can be so stressful, which, as we now know, is the exact opposite of what you want to do. The focus has to shift from stressful accounting to conscious activation, choosing foods and habits that support the amazing system you were born with from day one. I just love this final thought from Dr. Lee. This isn't about punishment or restriction. It's about finding real enjoyment in the very things that nourish you and help your body do what it does best. It becomes this positive, wonderful, empowering cycle. So I'll leave you with this question. Your body isn't broken. Your metabolism isn't broken. You are designed to be healthy. Your hardware is perfect. Knowing that your body is on your side, what's one small choice you can make today to start working with its incredible design instead of against it?